Yeah, now you know that how exactly how rich you want to be. Write it down. Okay? No, 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 no. Do not tell me that it's better when you keep it in your mind. I said to write it down. You see, most people' biggest problem is that they do not learn to follow instructions. Greetings to all of humanity. It's really my joy, it's my pleasure as usual greeting you and bring this message of emancipation to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. Now, as you would have seen at the beginning, where I enacted speaking to my student concerning following instructions, now this is not just an act. This is something that really would have taken place with the same person I would have mentioned in the previous video where I did speak on how rich do you want to be. And this is actually a continuation. And I went on to tell her that she must write down exactly how rich she wants to be. And she was giving me all different kind of explanation why she shouldn't actually write it down and how things just work better for her when she just keep it in her mind and so on. And then I get to the point where I actually had to say to her, write the fucking thing down. I said to write it down. You see, my brother, my sisters, many law of attraction teachers and students, they will tell you about scripting, journaling, and how the desire was fulfilled, but they will never tell you why scripting works or why journaling works. But I'm gonna teach you why it works. Now, for those of you who've been following me, you know that I teach that this Bible, that it addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. That the Bible is not literal, neither is the Bible secular history. For it was written symbolically, and it have no reference to anyone that existed thousands of years ago or to any actual event that took place on earth thousands of years ago. From Genesis 1 to Revelation 22, it's all a great psychological drama. It's all have to do with the human psyche. And it is your spiritual autobiography. Therefore, I'm going to go into this book and teach you your spiritual autobiography of how scripting and journaling works to bring you into a place of prosperity. As long as you decide that you want to change your mentality and follow instructions from those who have been sent to teach you how to discover your true identity. Those who have been called and sent to teach you true Christianity. Now, as I always teach you, the kingdom of God is within you, according to Luke 17:21. And according to Matthew 6:33, it says that if you seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, that all these things will be added unto you. So when you discover yourself first and you know who you are, you will also discover the secret of creation and you'll be able to create your reality consciously. So those who came up with the law of attraction and they're talking about the secret, they actually is hiding a secret from you. But I'm here to expose all of that and to bring that mystery to you and explain it to you to help you, because those that wanted also keep you in a perpetual state of mental slavery, they were using the law of attraction to keep you ignorant of your true identity. Okay, so as I would have said, they are going to take you into the Bible, and I'm going to take you into the book of Habakkuk. Okay, it's spelled Habakkuk, Habakkuk. Okay, and I'm going to read 3 verses in chapter 1 for you and 3 verses in chapter 2 for you to teach you the secret of which all these people on the internet that's speaking about law of attraction, why scripting do work, why journaling do work. Now, those who may look at it from the scientific standpoint, they're going to give you all the scientific reasons and so on. But I'm going to make it simple for you. But the very first thing I want you to know is that the eye is actually the gateway to your soul. Okay? That's the very first thing I want you to know. Okay? I want you also to know that you are an electrical and magnetic being. I want you to know that you have chakras all over your body, even in your fingers. Okay, I want to let you know when you position your fingers certain ways, also you're sending certain communication to your brain, and also that your brain is a transmitter and a receiver of frequency. Also, I want to let you know everything is energy, vibration, and frequency. Therefore, when you look around you, the world that you're beholding is a projection of what is within you. So it's all illusion. Okay, it's an imaginary world, and you have to change your world from within if you want to change it without. So as it is within, so is it without. Okay, so let me go into the scripture to help you so that you would understand clearly why you need to write it down and why it really works. It will make more sense to you and it will give you more faith. Okay, now it says here, the burden which Habakkuk the prophet did see. And when you speak about prophet here, it is speaking of a certain mindset. Because all the characters in the Bible, they are states of mind, states of consciousness. So, the prophet is the seer, the mystic, one who would have preceded you in the awakening. And they are seeing in another dimension. And they are telling you what they are seeing because they are living more by their perception. They are being more led by their intuition. They are more intuitive than you. And they're here just to help you. They're not more than you. They're not higher than you. And I'm speaking from experience, okay? Because we are all of the same bloodline. O Lord, how long shall I cry, and thou wilt not hear? Even cry out unto thee of violence, and thou wilt not save. Now the Lord is your I amness. And each and every one of us have needs that we would like to be fulfilled because the system has set certain things in place to torment you. And so they are committing violence against you because what they're doing, they're robbing you from your mental faculties by first of all the educational system that is set in place to rob you of the power of your imagination by giving you academic education and put you in a rat race where you compete with each other instead of teaching you that this life is a game and you have to know how to play the game. And you can either play the game or be played. So the system is committing violence against you and you are crying out and there seems to be no help, there seems to be no answer because you're looking in the wrong place because the system has been set up to point you to look outside of yourself. But here is one like unto Habakkuk, which is a state of mind, an awakened mindset to teach you to look inwardly, to teach you to believe in yourself, to teach you to trust your own human imagination. Okay, he said, why dost thou show me iniquity and cause me to behold grievance? For spoiling and violence are before me, and there are that raise up strife and contention. So it seems like everything is going against you. It seems like nothing is working for you. It seems like everything you try, it's a failure. And you are seeking a better life. You want to turn a new page in your life. and it seems like nothing is working for you, and you are crying out. You are crying out to discover your prophetic side, to come to realize that you can actually prophesy your life. That's what this is all about right here. So then in chapter 2 now, you're going to see when the answer comes. So everyone in this life, they're crying out. Everyone in this life, they have desires, they have goals, they have dreams, they have things they want to fulfill in your life, because you want to be able to survive in this system that has been put up to keep you a certain way, and you want to really rise above that system. And here now is the answer coming to you. Okay, it says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. When you've been corrected, when you've been taught of what to do when the answer comes. Because you when you seek for the answers of life, there time when it will come, but you have to understand it is not a monologue, it's a dialogue. So each and every day people live their life and they do self-talk, which they're talking to God all the time, but they never spend time to listen to God. That is why most people who do not meditate and do not spend time in isolation or spend quiet time by themselves, they are mostly the people who are trapped in the system. They get so caught up, they're so busy in the matrix that they believe everything around them is actually real. And the pressures of life have them oppressed and down-pressed and downtrodden. But there is hope, because there's always a Habakkuk. There's always a man who can turn on the light. There's always a prophet in your midst, a seer. Okay? Then he says, and the Lord answered me. There comes a time when you will receive the real message of who you are, the message of self-realization, and the Lord will answer you, because the Lord is your I amness. You'll find the truth within yourself. Because faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word. And how can they hear without a preacher? When you say a preacher, is speaking here about a messenger. And how can they bring a message to you unless they've been sent? To be sent mean you will have had the experience. You have to know what you're speaking about. You're speaking from experience. Okay? So that is why those of you who are listening to me, you have to believe everything that I'm saying and learn to follow instructions as they've been given to you. So it says here that the Lord answered me and said, right. You see? Right. What you got to do? Right. The Lord answered me and said, write the vision. You have a vision, you have a goal, you have a desire. Write it down. He didn't say keep it in your mind. He didn't say just walk around with it in your mind. He said to write it down. Learn to follow freaking instructions. Write the vision. Write down the vision. And make it plain upon tables. When you say make it plain, be definite. Know exactly what you want. That's why I was saying, you want to be rich, you have to know exactly how rich you want to be. You need definiteness of purpose. You need to activate the discipline of Thomas, who want to be certain and sure, who know exactly what he's looking for. So you write it on tables that he may run that readeth it. When he say he will run that readeth it, when you read that over and over and over in your subconscious mind, and you give your subconscious mind that instruction, your subconscious mind gonna receive that instruction as feeling. And that feeling gets the blessing. The secret of that is in the story of Isaac and Jacob and Esau. Esau represents the outer hairy man. Isaac, who's blind, represents the subconscious mind. Jacob, the smooth man, is the inner man. Because when you live your life as the supplanter. And then you have an experience where you fought with an angel, and an angel is a messenger and want to bring message to you, and from you it's your thoughts. So when you fight with an idea and you wrestle with an idea because you want to be blessed, and you refuse to let go until you receive a blessing, then you have a change of name. From Jacob to Israel. Israel means to rule as God. And where would you have that experience at the place of what? Peniel, your pineal gland. And he said Jacob called the place Peniel. It's the secret of the pineal gland. It's all about your awakening. Okay? So then it says here in verses 2, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. So you're sending out, when you give your subconscious mind an instruction, you're sending your subconscious mind, which is actually your God self, you're giving it instruction, and your wish is his command, and he's going to return unto you, and he would not return unto you void. That is why Isaiah 55:11 tells you that my word will not return unto me void, but it must accomplish that which you send it to. You must prosper in the thing which you send it to. Because why? A word is a thought expressed. Therefore, everything has to be first mental or psychological. Everything has to first be a thought. Let me read verses 3 now. He says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. Some people want to get rich overnight. Some people want their goals to be fulfilled overnight. Some people do not want to exercise faith and patience. Some people are so anxious. Some people are always looking, when they use their imagination for something, they just keep looking for it. They would not drop it. It's like a farmer who has the seed in his hand and expect to reap a harvest, but what doesn't let it go in the earth. But at the end, it shall speak. This is the law. It is teaching it surely must come to pass if you will only wait. So it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Do it tarry, teaching you the law of gestation, that everything has a time frame. So an egg may hatch from the chicken in 21 days, but a sheep or a goat will take months. Everything has its own time and its own season, so you have to learn to wait. So it says here, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. It's a guarantee. So I'm going to make sure I read over this whole verse one time for you, verses 3. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. And let me just end off here by reading verses 4. He said, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Those of you who is impatient and who can't believe in yourself, you're not walking in righteousness, because righteousness is a revelation. It's not something you attain, it's a revelation. He said, but the just shall live by faith. The just shall live by faith. Those who understand true justice. Those who understand that everything exists in the human imagination. Those who understand that God is the I amness. That the Lord is the I amness. And who learn to believe in themselves. And who learn to believe in their imagination to be God, the creator in everyone. You will not be ashamed. You just have to understand that it will take a certain time for it to be accomplished. It doesn't mean that it hasn't already been accomplished. From the very moment you have the desire, it is already yours, because everything is already created. But you have to learn to vibrate to a certain frequency. It's already there. Everything that you see is already right there for you. The Lamborghini is already right there. The Ferrari is already right there. The Hummer is already right there. The Porsche is already right there. The mansion is already right there. The $1 million is already right there. The $1 billion is already right there. All of these things are already right there. They already existed. Why do you think people have them already? Why do you think they're already invented? Because people have vibrated to that frequency and attract it. Because we are magnetic and electrical. So my brother and my sisters, when these people who talking about law of attraction and speaking about how the scripting and it work and how the journal thing and it works, that's why it's been done that way, because the Bible is a spiritual autobiography, but they're hiding the whole thing from you. Because law of attraction, as I said before, was done with an agenda to keep you blind, to keep you in mental slavery, so that you will not understand that the Bible is your spiritual autobiography that must be interpreted psychologically. So my brother and my sisters, my encouragement to you, to write it down. Know exactly what you want, write it down and affirm it morning, noon and night. Affirm it morning, noon and night until you have that feeling that is exactly so, and you're confident, then you can let it go and wait. And when I say wait, don't go looking for it. Oh, why is this happening in my life? Why is this nothing happening for me? Just have fun with it. Leave it. It's already yours. Just have fun. So the most important thing, if you should take anything from me, is to learn to follow instructions. Learn to follow instructions. And learn to listen to those who have been called and sent to teach you, to lead you in the path. They are not more than you. They only precede you in the awakening. And that is my message to you. So if you have been listening to me and what I'm saying to you, it really makes sense to you and it really resonates with you. If this is the first time that you're listening to me, it's a joy, it's a pleasure to be reaching out to you and resonating with you. And I'm encouraging you, if you haven't subscribed already, to subscribe, to like, to comment, and to share this video. But before I leave you, I want to let you know that this message I bring to you, that it is the single eye message. Yes, the single eye message of self-realization, which Matthew 6:22 says that if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. My brother and my sisters, had it been that that light has opened within me, when that single eye awake within me, after that great mighty shaking, and I awake from the dream of life and come to understand why the Bible says that you shall change from mortal to immortality in a twinkling of an eye. And that twinkling of an eye is an awakening. It's an opening of an eye when you will awake from the dream of life. And you will ascend like a fiery being. And you will hear the unearthly wind. And you will roll the stone away and come out of the tomb and find your body to be a tomb in which the Christ is buried. Then you will understand the resurrection. You will understand the virgin birth. You will understand the rapture, all of these things. And when you tell your brothers and your sisters of your experience, they will think that you are crazy. And that is why I always say the greatest lie that ever fed to humanity is the Virgin Mary and Jesus story, whereby they fed you secular history. And that is why I always say to you, my brother and my sister, do not let anyone deceive you by telling you that the symbol of the eye above the pyramid and the US dollar is an evil symbol. No, it is a symbol of the all-seeing eye of God in you. It's a symbol of the eye of the mystics, the eye of the prophet, the seers. That's what it really represents. It is the highest state of consciousness that anyone can vibrate to. And they who have put that on the money, they are very conscious of it. And that is why I always put my hand above my crown chakra and giving you the symbol of the single eye, saying to you that when you have the experience, that you will come to realize that it is the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N, and that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. For the sun, as in the S-U-N, parallels the human imagination, and the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. And also, you're told in Psalm 84:11 that the Lord their God is a sun and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. And the sun has never withhold any good thing from you, for the sun is what powers all of humanity, and we are the sun people. Also, you're told in Malachi 4 and 2, as in Malachi chapter 4 and verses 2, that the Son, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And truly, that Son has risen in me, and I'm bringing healing to all of humanity. And that's why I always point you to look in other place, but to look inwardly and to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your God power, your creative power, which is actually the sexual power. Use that power to achieve your every desire. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.